Can you explain the G-force?
As you start to G out, your vision starts going tunnel vision, blacking out around the periphery, and you're just looking right down the center, and then it just closes up and guys go unconscious. But like even the best guys will fly in that gray area where they're like about ready to pass buddy.
Out. Whoa.
Just, they want to,
Do you do that?
My first solo in the T-38 was pretty funny. So, you've gone through all this training, and finally they give you the keys to the airplane. And they're like, the last thing they always tell you is, don't do anything dumb, dangerous, or different. You're going to fly this very generic profile, but what does everybody do? Go do something dumb, dangerous, and different. So I remember sitting in the end of runway waiting to take off and just being like, I'm looking to my left and right, seeing the jets. You see yourself in the mirror and you've got the visor and the oxygen mask on. You're just like, I cannot believe this is happening. And you're like, I don't know if I can land. Like, you're like, I'm okay at it with the instructor coaching me. Like, I don't know if I can pull this off. Like smoothly, And like I said, people die trying, so it's no joke. But anyway, once you get cleared for takeoff, then it's just go time and you do what you're trained to do. And it's not so bad, but I get out to the airspace and I've got a 10,000 foot block. So that's my working airspace, and I'm scheduled for like 20 minutes out there.
What does that mean? Does that mean you can't go higher than 10,000 feet?
Yeah, so your block would be like, just as an example, it might be like your working airspaces within these like geographic confines, you have the altitude 10,000 to 20,000 feet. And once you're established in that airspace, they'll keep all the other airplanes out of it, and you can maneuver how you wish, and you're not gonna have to worry about deconflicting with other aircraft.
Okay.
So I get out to my working airspace, and the first thing I do is get to the very bottom of it, put in full blower, goes like fast as humanly possible, and then this is something we've never done practicing, of course, and just point the nose directly at the sky and go full aileron deflection. So now I'm just like corkscrewing.
Oh my
in the
gosh,
vertical,
dude.
And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I can't believe I have this like Ferrari and I can do anything I want with it. And I'm like, man, I am kicking ass right now. This is so cool. I glance at my altimeter and I'm like 5,000 feet out the top of my airspace.
Oh shit.
Which, like, you're getting into like airline territory now. I'm like, oh damn it, like this is not good. So I like rip it to idle, pull the nose down, and now the jet is like, now I'm screaming
oh my
down
God.
at the ground. And the T-38 has a tiny wing, which means it has a huge turn circle. So when you're at speed, like the radius of the turn is ginormous, right? So now I'm like trying to dish out this turn, and I'm like max performing the aircraft. I can't pull any harder, and I'm just trying to dish it out. I go through the top of my block, and I'm still basically vertical, and I barely bring it back down to altitude right at the bottom of the floor, like 10,000 feet. And now my heart rate is racing. I'm at like 200 beats per minute, and I'm just going, I am such an idiot. I'm going to get kicked out of this program. And it's like the first solo. So I like stand the throttles up, put it in 30 degrees angle bank. And for the next like 24 minutes, I just fly this perfect circle around the airspace.
Can they see you? Can they see what you're doing?
Now they can see everything. Back then, not nearly as much. So they might have like a radar feed, but it's like, have latency.
Yeah.
And anyhow, so then I bring the jet back, no issues. I walk in. First thing I do, I kind of look at the ops desk, see what they're gonna say. They're like, "Hey, welcome back. You got another sortie in 2 hours. Get ready." And I'm like, "Okay, we're good.
How do you not get sick doing that? You're corkscrewing up at 300 miles an hour. And then going straight down.
I don't know. I think air sickness is a lot of it's psychological.
Mm-hmm.
This is my view. I'm not a flight doctor, but I just refused to get air sick. I was like, I saw people wash out because of air sickness. And I was just like, I'm not going to get sick. I'm just going to look outside. It's not going to happen. I think that maybe some people are more prone to it, but I think exposure, it helps. So if you're flying all the time, you're used to being hot, sweaty, maneuvering, your body acclimates it like it does to anything else.
Can you explain the G-force?
Yeah. So as you pull on the stick, it's just that centrifugal force is pulling you down into your seat. So, if whatever your weight is, you have to times that by the number of G forces. So right now we're at 1 G, right? Mm-hmm. So if we were at 10 Gs, your frame would be carrying 10 times the amount of your body weight. So as you're under G, as I'm pulling out of that turn, you're doing what's called an anti-G straining maneuver. So you have a G suit on, which looks like a pair of like cowboy chaps, and then they have air pockets in them. You plug that into the jet, and then it uses the pneumatic system to squeeze your legs tighter and tighter the harder you pull. So you do that in combination with an anti-G straining maneuver, which is you just flex your legs, flex your butt, flex your abdomen, and keep high pressure in your lungs. And then you just take these quick, short, choppy breaths with the idea is you're forcing all the blood to remain in your brain so you don't lose consciousness and die because you're by yourself.
Wow.
So you got to learn how to, fly and fight in that environment. And that's a lot of the training is just finding out who's capable of doing that and then train yourself to be able to do it.
Was that hard for you to master that?
It came pretty natural being like kind of a shorter, stockier guy. I think the guys that I saw that had problems pulling a lot of G's were kind of taller and skinnier. So it's like, I think the distance from your heart to your head has an impact, and then just your overall musculature. So if you can hold that high tension in your body, you can just force that blood up to your brain a little bit easier.
Wow. Do a lot of people go out?
Yeah, especially in like the F-16 happens all the time. I've lost friends that way.
Oh man.
It's they're pulling 9 Gs, which is a lot. The A-10 max I think was like 7.5. But yeah, they're pulling a ton of Gs and they're right on that threshold and nobody wants to lose, right? So your vision, as you start to G out, your vision starts going tunnel vision, blacking out around the periphery, and you're just looking right down the center, and then it just closes up and guys go unconscious. But like even the best guys will fly in that gray area where they're like about ready to pass buddy.
Out. Whoa.
Just they want to,
Do you do that?
No, the A-10, it being primarily air to ground was not. I'm talking more air to air now.
Okay.
The A-10 is more just repetitive, like you're pulling G's off target and then off target maneuvering. So you're getting that continuous stress, but it's not like you're in a turning fight. And if you can just get your nose around, you can gun the guy or get a missile on him. Now that's where they are under that prolonged sustained G, and like the thrust to weight ratio of those fighters is incredible. So they can just, full blower, full turn and sustain that energy. So
shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty dynamic environment.
I don't know how you do it. Even just doing elevators in a helicopter, man,
Yeah.
Going straight up, I feel like my brain's going to go out my ass.
Dude, it's so much better when you're flying yourself. Because it starts to feel just like an extension of your body, right? Like it's just you and the machine merge, and you're just thinking about your mission and what you're trying to do in that moment. So I'd be way worse off in the back for sure.
Right on. No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.